What is going on, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's Sunday night. That means this is at week's end, the spoiler-filled look back at this week in comics and more. But before we get into any of that, check this out. Let's go ahead and bring in the panel for tonight. As always, I'm joined by my partner in ring slinging from the next sector over. We have Mr. Sector 2815. Paul, how you doing, bud?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. Let's ask someone else how they're doing. TM, how's the weather up there?
Cold as shit.
we assume that. Do you have snow where you're at?
Yeah, actually, it's going to storm tonight at 2 a.m. too. We're supposed to get 20 centimeters.
When I hear centimeters, I think really small, like teeny, right? That's about this much, right?
No, it's a lot more than that.
How much?
Maybe. That's what she said.
Okay, yeah. Dude, I just think of the opposite side of the ruler that has the centimeters. Like, man, those things are tiny. I do want to thank both of y'all for being here tonight.
It works out to 7.8. Works out to 7.87402 inches.
Oh, that is a good bit. That's yay bit.
Yeah.
Are you going to build a snowman, or are you just sick of snow?
I'm very sick of snow. I want spring to come.
It was like upper 70 degrees down here today, like already muggy and pollen everywhere. Not feeling it at all. But let's get rolling with this button. Big shout out to the channel sponsor, Big Time Collectibles, for sponsoring the channel. We are going to be drawing for the Legion Loot prize tonight, sponsored by Big Time Collectibles, as well as Legal Burning's got some stuff in there as well. And then if you need anything cleaned or pressed, be sure to hit up our good friend Justin on Instagram. Well, when she gets here, you can do that. She'll be here soon. Well, then go. The links are down there in the description. What do you want on?
Tarzan.
What?
Tarzan.
You want Tarzan on?
Yeah, you show me.
I can try. I'm going to try to turn Tarzan on. And y'all want to make any announcements what y'all have going on your channel coming up? Do that on the front end of the show, because this is where most people catch it on rewinds.
Sure. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, I will be joined by the man to my right. Exactly. We will have the latest edition of DC Comics Deep Dive. We'll be taking a look at Batman versus Robin number 5, which is the epilogue to the Lazarus Planet. So that will drop tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And then not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, so a week from Wednesday, I will have the two esteemed hosts of Only Slabs, Mr. Rob Morse, Rob Fatstacks, and Chris the Comic Vet will be on, as well as Mark, on Guess That Key. So that's a week from Wednesday at 9:30.
I'm looking forward to that. That's always a blast. TM, what do you have going on?
Well, this upcoming Monday, 8:35 p.m. Eastern, over on my channel, we'll have actual Dracula joining me and Roscoe for Between the Lines. The theme is a secret, I guess. I guess our guest wants it to be a secret for right now, and so you guys have to tune in to find out what the theme is and what you guys will be drawing that night. And then not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, I'll have Mad Spidey joining me all the way from Australia for chatting with the comic community.
Nice. I thought the theme was already announced to be vampires and blizzards.
No, that's what Chris said, and he's a liar.
I thought you meant like you have to draw a secret, like you have to like out yourself or something on for some secret that you have or something. When you have to draw it, that's what I thought you meant.
That would be like a truth or dare thing. You have to draw your truth.
That's a good theme for like down the road. Like we gotta have you on there, Paul. Like that would be your theme for the night.
My secret would be that I couldn't draw it. I saved my life. That would be my secret. But I'm more than happy to try, though.
Well, let's jump right into this. I want to say hey to some people from the chat. We have coming in first, Las Cruces 1971, all the way from New Mexico. What is happening, TM? throwing some stuff up in there. Commieverse, how are you doing tonight? Greetings, greetings. Be sure to check out his channel. He's doing big things over there. So if y'all haven't subscribed to Commieverse, don't forget to do that. Paul, drop it in there. Collecting with Durs, my man. Hello, you beautiful homie yourself. Esteban, my dude, what is happening? I can't wait for the show to start. Well, here it is. It has started. Norin Rad, what is up, brother? How are you? KDBM is in the building. Pops, what is happening? Hello, hello. Yeah. Yeah. Paul can probably attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Paul Rogers, what is going on? The LCS tuning in. Boop, boop, do, scrolling down. Flash 6792. Hope you're doing good tonight, Robert. Hello, hello. Yes, while y'all are here, be sure to smash that like button while we battle the YouTube algorithm. I'm not used to Mark starting early. Yeah, that's funny he says that because I set the time back a little early and still didn't realize we were 2 minutes late till I realized it. Yeah. While new guy Ryan is on hiatus, building the family, he has the new baby, still doing good and all that good stuff. Be starting as early as we can. More kids over here too that are hard to get to calm down any earlier. Anyone else watching AEW Revolution? I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea.
That's all I could hear when I came backstage was just that fight.
Yeah. I've got it playing. I'm not really much watching it, but luckily I ordered it on Bleacher Report, so I get it for like 3 days. So and I always rewatch it a couple times because I pay to watch it, and so I'll end up watching it while I'm grooming tomorrow and stuff, all that good stuff. Couching and Slouching is in the building. What is going on? Hey, everyone breathing hard. Glad you can make it. Another person with a new channel here on YouTube that does some awesome stuff. You should put Georgia the Jungle to mess with her. Yeah, dude, she would probably love it. She wouldn't know the difference at this point. They're watching they're big into Tarzan, and there's this really good Tarzan show on Netflix called Tarzan and Jane. Yo, bro, I'm rocking. It's guaranteed to be a good time. Traviska. I'm gonna pull Paul back in. Boom. Welcome back.
It is hot as hell here, and my router can't take it.
Uh-oh. Put a fan on that bad boy. DJ Links is in the building. I hope you're doing good tonight. Had a great time on In the Mix with DJ Links this past Friday. Another great community member. Let's see. Scrolling down faster. Derek, one of the newer channel members, what is going on? Again, as a reminder, if y'all are channel members and have not gotten the free welcome packet for joining the Legion, be sure to hit me up on IG. If you do not have IG, go to my About section. I do believe that there's information on there how to reach me outside of Instagram. Yeah, the Legion of Comics is on Facebook as well. You can DM the page over there. But yeah, free stuff. Tino, what is going on? Hello. House of L, what is going on, brother? We have not gotten down to the details yet. We'll start with that. Mr. Paul Cook, you watched it, right?
I did.
Dude, it's another wrestling company. Brendan Fraser, Georgia the Jungle. Yeah, that's the one. Louis dropping the links. Be sure to hit those. Hit that subscribe and come on back. It's like WWE's Bellator. All right. People saying, what up? I think I made it to the bottom. Ben Parker Comics, how are you doing tonight? Hope you're doing good. Well, hello, sweetness. Hi. Kids are in bed. Kids are awake. Just to update you. They're doing good, though. They're coming down. We had a busy day. We're outside a lot. So let's get into it. Since they asked for it, the Big Time Collectibles did a live video today talking about some of their upcoming covers that have been kept a secret. And Paul, you watched the video with some of the details on there. You want to go and break it down?
Sure. So they announced that if you know, this coming Tuesday, The Adventures of Superman Jonathan Kent is coming out. Number 1 is coming out. And we are promised on the cover and hopefully inside that we will finally see the Superman blue. So I'm surprised you're not wearing your Superman blue shirt, Mark.
Yeah, it's right over there. I wore it for a lot of videos in the last 2 days, so I'm like, I'll wear a different one.
Right. So for those who didn't get to see it, Big Time Collectibles is doing another one of their foils, and it is the Superman blue foil. Now he came on to tell everyone that a very large percentage of what they got in actually was damaged. So they had spine ticks, or they had some creases on the back, or some of the other things that they had. So they had them in a box, all of the rejects. And he was predicting, he didn't have a number, but he was predicting approximately 50% of them would be damaged. So that would leave just 500 because it was 1,000 print run. Those will go on sale on Tuesday at 8 o'clock for $30. He said he will probably limit them to, because there's only 500, he would probably limit it to 5 at the most that any one person could buy. Um, and then he also then said, but we also have some MegaCon exclusives coming up as well. So he had his assistant go in the back. And for those of you who remember, back in the 90s, or even back to the Silver Age, besides Superman Blue, there was also Superman Red. And so he also has a red foil that he will be selling only at MegaCon. Although typically he does a little, he takes about 100 or so and sells them ahead of time on his website before MegaCon. So he's going to have the red as well. And then he also went back and he got the book that Mark just held up. Besides that, he has one more. That is the Superman number 75 facsimile, and it is the blue foil, the blue and the red. And he will be selling that at MegaCon as well. That is a MegaCon exclusive. So we will have two MegaCon exclusives: the blue foil Superman 75 facsimile, and the Adventures of Jonathan Kent. The Adventures of Superman Jonathan Kent number 1. The red foil will be the MegaCon exclusives. And again, the blue foil will be on sale Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Set your timers. Don't just put in a chat somewhere. Say, did I miss it?
Yeah. You missed it if you have to do that. So with I'm big excited. I've been really excited because Superman Blue was something cool and different as a kid. It was one of those kind of gimmick things. They were trying to do something, throw stuff at the wall with Superman, and it was fun. It's lived on in infamy. I had the little toys growing up and stuff with the characters. It's just fun. So I'm excited to see John Kent go through that and actually get something more in like my era of actually like following and reading comics more. I'm definitely excited for it. And as far as like, if you were chasing these books, if you were looking forward to getting them, you know that these Superman books all have sold out. Every single one of them, because not a lot of people do Superman exclusives. Pretty much just Nelson. That's why he's continuing to do them, because there's clearly a high demand for them. And I don't know anybody that's sitting on that website waiting for it to drop. And like, you have to refresh the page, be there ahead of time. And like, I haven't had any problem getting them. Paul's got them all that way. DJs picked them up, numerous copies that way. So you have to be there right on time. Like I've even like that last haul, I went and put something in my cart that I wanted to pick up ahead of time, because there's people like Headquake said earlier, like there's people are buying them in bulk, and that gives you an advantage. All those people that want to put numerous copies in their cart take longer to check out than you do, if you only get one, that is. So, and I don't know how everyone else has it set up, but I have the shop app that tracks all my shipping stuff. And in most websites, that gives you a quick checkout option. So as soon as I add something to my cart and hit, I agree to the terms, I hit the shop button and it auto processes. I don't have to put any information in. I don't have to have my credit card and stuff in there at all ready. But if you don't have that option, be sure to go put something in your cart, go through that checkout process, or make sure you're signed in already, have everything waiting, where all you have to do is put it in your cart and hit pay. Otherwise, it's going to get sketchy,
Yeah, I have never been shut out, but they have sold out within 10 minutes, some within 30 minutes, depending on, but they have all sold out within less than an hour. So
yeah, the gold foil went in 3 minutes. The black foil one went in just under 10.
Mm-hmm.
It was fast. Yeah, best way to beat the bots. You really can. Like, it's fast. It's really fast. But yeah, because it bums me out when I know like there's people that genuinely want these things to collect for themselves, and you have those people that are out there buying them in bulk because they know they're hot books now, and just putting them up there for like scalper prices online. Mm-hmm. But they're really cool books, and like I said, there's not a lot of Superman exclusive content out there, so it's really fun that they're still doing them. I'm still holding out hope for a green foil, get that kryptonite cover. That's what I would like. That'd be fun. But so yeah, that's the big thing from Big Time Collectibles coming. I did see where they started filming officially for the Penguin show on HBO Max. Clancy Brown has even been cast as the role of Salvatore Maroni in it. So that's underway, like officially underway. So we should definitely be getting that in the next year, which wasn't on the list of James Gunn's DCU announcements. So that's one more thing to add to next year. Because at this point, we only have, Creature Commandos and Waller for next year, but add that Penguin show. I really enjoyed that Batman movie, so I'm excited for that. I never necessarily felt like we needed a spin-off television show for that movie, but we got it.
I'm actually kind of excited for it, and I'm hoping they do some more stuff with Catwoman as well.
Yeah, she was awesome. I'm wondering what time frame this will be set in, if this will be his adjustment into the crime lord, or if this is some kind of prequel thing. I'm assuming it's going to be coming after the events of the movie, but I don't know for certain. I don't know if y'all got any info on that.
This could be like the rise of him.
Yeah, which we really saw happening at the end of the film, was him getting that little step up moment. So we'll see.
Week from Friday, right? Is Shazam?
Yeah, that's coming fast. I'm
Captain
gonna have to
Marvel?
go and plan. Yeah, who knows? Who knows, Paul? It's one or or the other.
I can watch a video on a particular channel and learn all about it.
Yeah, so that'll come out tomorrow. I did record trying to do these little comic history style videos, just kind of like just looking at stuff and talking and telling stories on some of this stuff. I did a video on Captain Marvel / Shazam, one or the other, neither, who knows, but that'll release tomorrow. It is available now for channel members. I think another big thing that happened is CGC officially announced their new magazine slabs, right?
Right. Yep.
So they said they updated them, new labels, new everything.
It looked pretty good from what I saw. I mean, obviously, I don't have one in my possession yet, but it looked like it was pretty good.
Yeah. Who knows? Because I think it was just a mock-up image. I'd be interested to see an actual one, then to post a video of them banging it on a table or something. What is going on, Stephen C? So I ain't really got any much more announcements and stuff. I mean, I don't think there's anything really big other than that slab, that news from.
Yeah, I don't know. Was this last week or the week before? But supposedly the guy who played Glenn from The Walking Dead, he was announced as portraying a pretty prominent character in the Thunderbolts movie, but they didn't say which character he was going to be playing.
Yeah, it kind of blew up the internet. Everybody was like speculating who he might play, and I have no idea.
Yeah, I think I saw where everyone was posting it's not Amadeus Chow. It's not Amadeus Chow.
Yeah, because he's too old for the character.
I don't know. I don't know one way or another. The spoilers apply to AEW. I cannot be spoiled by AEW, I promise. We got a new channel member. Commieverse has joined the Legion. Big shout out to Commieverse.
Welcome.
Dude, a huge shout out to all the channel members. It is like channel member appreciation night tonight with the gift that will be given out to one lucky channel member. But that Commieverse makes number 89. 89 channel members strong here at the Legion. That's not bad.
What?
I'm like every time I look at it, I'm absolutely blown away. I can't thank everybody enough for the support. And of course, that goes right back into the channel. Pretty much use it to buy y'all gifts, because that's the words we're using, gifts. Flo Dameron's in the building. What is going on? How are you doing tonight? I didn't like the movie. Just love the Penguin and the Riddler, so I'm excited to see more of the Penguin. Yeah, there's definitely some mixed reviews on the movies from people. I think overwhelmingly most people enjoyed it. Yeah, there you go. Glenn will be the Sentry. Welcome, Tony. Appreciate that.
He already plays Invincible.
Oh, that's the voice actor for Invincible. That's pretty cool. That we're supposed to be getting a season 2 of that one day.
Yep.
I want to watch The Last of Us, win or lose for the gift. I'm always down to whore myself out for my main dudes. Nice. Yes. What is going on, Kyle? Wheelchair Superhero 87. How are you doing tonight? I heard he's playing the Sentry. I'm not sure if it's true. So that's two of them. Quinn's favorite fast food, Popeyes. That's savage. That's pretty funny. Y'all want to talk some books, and then we'll see who's going to win this gift.
Sure.
I don't know. Should we talk about the Mandalorian first?
Oh, wait. We got The Mandalorian and The Last of Us. Y'all want to touch on either one of those? Well, The Last of Us, that's going to be a short one for me. This episode was kind of just a flashback episode. Watching Ellie with her friend back in her days before meeting Joel, and just getting that little backstory of them hanging out in a mall the entire episode. And from what I understand, it's a video game add-on. There's a term for it that I don't remember, but it was just wasn't part of the original video game. It's something that people downloaded for like an extra level or something.
Looks like a booster pack or something you would get for cards
Exactly.
or something like that, or
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a booster. It was a booster pack for the video game. So it was kind of slow. It was there. It is. Thank you, Durs. That's what it is. That's the letters.
Downloadable content.
Boom! Look at us go. Look, teamwork. See, we are Legion
There you
for
go.
sure.
Wow.
Expansion. Yeah, it was an expansion
Wow.
pack. Yeah. What is going on, Tito? Add-on. Yeah. Appreciate you checking in, Becker. But yeah, so that it definitely felt like that in the show because but it was a nice little sweet little story. It just really didn't really move the needle forward of the show. It didn't really deliver on like the emotional level that like episode 3 did when we kind of had another episode like this. It just like two people's journey through an episode together. But I'm hearing that the next episode is supposed to be huge if it goes in the direction of the video game. So we'll see.
Well, Joel is still hovering at death's door, right?
Yep. It should be getting better now. Now that Ellie's on the case, looked like by the end of it she was
Mhm.
patching it.
Mm-hmm.
TM,
Oh yeah,
what do you
right.
think
She
of this
had a
episode?
needle and everything. So
You were more on the top end of this episode, right?
I didn't watch this. I didn't watch it. I don't watch any of the Last of Us.
Oh, that must have been the Mandalorian or something. Let's go ahead and move over to that.
I enjoyed the beginning of the Mandalorian. A lot of people didn't. I know it was a little bit slow, and but it gets in depth. Like I love how it started, even though it was a little confusing. I thought it was a flashback. I thought this was Jin getting his becoming a Mandalorian, and then come to find out that it wasn't, and it was just. But they talk about how it's cursed in that, and how the Mandalorians are cursed. Just so happens, just as he was like, "Would you take the oath to not remove your helmet at any moment?" And then, as he was uttering the words, that huge whatever comes out of the water and just savage everybody. That was like the best opening to season yet, I think. But it did get a little bit slow, and there was a little bit of issues I thought with this beginning, especially with the robot that they want to bring him back. And the only thing I can think of is they want Taika Waititi to come back because that's who voices the robot. He even lent his voice in this episode. But it kind of shows us how he's still set in his ways because he still wants to become a Mandalorian. He wants to bathe in the cult that he wants to be part of. But at the same time, he's kind of loosening up because he's trusting in a robot. But he still wants the robot he can only trust, even though that's not the robot anymore.
At all.
So,
right.
Paul, would you?
I enjoyed it. I actually probably not as much as Travis did, but I the action scene with whatever that big huge thing was from
Space
the water,
crocodile.
that was the best. Yeah, exactly. That was probably the best part of it, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly how it sets up the rest of the season. Other than I guess the whole season is going to be some sort of redemption of him becoming a Mandalorian. I'm guessing that's really kind of where the whole season is going. But I thought actually of the the three first episodes, I actually thought that this one was probably one of the weakest ones. I thought so. this didn't excite me as much as I'd been excited
Well,
with the other season premieres.
if you really look back at the Mandalorian, and it's setting up like because he's going to be searching for pieces for this robot to go into this island. It's an adventure show, so he's always on a quest to go get this, searching throughout the galaxy, and it's kind of like it gives us a. That's what I like about it. It shows us more about the galaxy than just certain like Tatooine, for example. Like we're expanding this universe a lot more, and I love that adventure aspect, and I love how it's tying in Rebels to it, and I'm really enjoying Mandalorian.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't dislike it. I mean, I'm a sucker for almost anything Star Wars, but again, comparatively, if I look at the other two, I just thought this was one of the weaker ones. But how about you, Mark? Did you watch it?
Oh man, I did. I had fun watching it. I think it was riddled with problems that are sending up all my red flags because at this point for me, like, dude, I loved Star Wars growing up. I love the prequels. Big excited when the sequels were coming. Me and Pops went to a 4 a.m. showing on premiere night because that's the earliest we could get tickets. Like, I just watch how my excitement for Star Wars just has been going down. My faith in the brand has gone down to the point where Mandalorian is the only thing I'm actually excited to watch again. And when I watched it, I'm like, this is going to be dope. And I felt like Travis, like with the flashbacks at the beginning that weren't flashbacks, just rehashing stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't like it when people assume I'm a stupid viewer. Like, I understand doing previously on, but then doing it in the show just felt like we were wasting time, just doing the same thing over and over. And then that space crocodile thing gave me like memories of that episode 1 of season 2 when they went and took out the crate dragon. It was a great opportunity to get some action right off the bat to hook us in and to really showcase the special effects you were working with. It looked great, but then the scene was kind of ridiculous. Like, I hit a point where I'm just like scratching my head. I'm like, why don't they just walk away? Because like this thing came out of the water and they all ran back away from it, and it did not continue to chase him. It just stayed right where it was, and it wasn't pursuing them. They kept walking up to it and dying, shooting it nonstop, doing nothing to it, and it wouldn't stop. The scene would not stop. It went on and on and on and on and on and on, and they kept doing the same thing, shooting it, accomplishing nothing because their blasters couldn't harm it, and kept walking up to it. Like, this thing is not shooting lasers or projectiles or nothing. They're just walking up to it. I'm like, dude, this is actually a horribly written scene at this point. And it was just hard for me not to notice that. When he went back to see Carl Weathers, I enjoyed that. There was more of that saying the same thing over again. When he saw Carl Weathers, he was invited to stay there. And then he tells him he can't. And then when he's getting ready to leave Carl Weathers, he's like, hey, do you want to move in here? He's like, no, I'm on a mission. He goes, oh, I did not know that. Like, yes, you did, because I know that. Y'all just told me that. So there was a lot of that happening. The whole thing with the robot, like, what is this? The robot blew himself up. They confirmed if he has his memory chip still, we can salvage him. Well, they confirmed through the scene of having to destroy the robot further that his memory chip is gone. They're like, okay, well, I'll go get a new memory chip. That's not the same robot then. Like, just go get any robot. So there were some of those blaringly obvious things that were ridiculous. But the space pirate stuff was really cool. I thought that was awesome. That Wild West vibe, that's the vibes that Mandalorian has given me from the beginning. So to get that classic shootout scene, I'm like, yes, this is dope. You get that these characters are cooler than cool kind of vibe. And then the what's it called? The dog fight when they chase the 6 pirates are chasing him through space through the asteroid field. That scene was amazing. The way like he finally shakes the tail, then he starts taking them out one at a time, coming from the shadows. Like, even as a viewer, we couldn't get a read on where he was coming from. We felt just as disoriented as his targets were. That was awesome. So I'm sure we'll be seeing those characters again. And talking with Durs, he's the one that told me that this is clearly leading up to the war for Mandalore, if that sounds right, for people who keep up with Rebels and the bigger Disney Star Wars stuff. I don't know. So
whoever has a black saber, right?
Yeah.
And he still has the black saber. We just hasn't pulled it out yet. I love how they dealt with the whole Cara Dune issue too. Like how they didn't just say she died. She's off on a mission. So if they ever decide to like actually bring that actress back to play that character, or even like wait a few years and recast and bring that character back, they can do that.
Yeah,
They didn't just say like,
yeah, Disney canceled her. That was their way of
Yeah.
Gina
like a throwaway
Carano's
line.
character. Yeah, Gina Carano's character was like a big supporting character for the first 2 seasons, and since then she was canceled. So that was their way of just, this is how we wipe her out of the story.
well, like Gleeks didn't kill her off,
Yeah. So she's gone. She's working.
which
is
actually
ironic because
went with the story as well, because she did get hired by them at the end of season 2.
Yeah, this is some good comments here. Was it the same croc that ate Captain Hook's hand? It's the same croc that ate Carl Weathers' hand and Happy
Yes.
Gilmore.
But it's not the same croc
all
that
in
ate
the
Captain Hook's hand because he had a clock in his stomach.
Yeah, they would have heard him coming. It's all in the hips. There it is. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for where it's going to go. I'm a little nervous now. Like we saw how Boba Fett went. There was no reason in the world that show shouldn't have been phenomenal, especially after watching the way that they introduced Boba Fett into the Mandalorian. He came in like a wrecking ball in that episode, where like he came in and saved Mando. You know, like couldn't touch him. He was awesome. And then what they ended up doing with him was just atrocious. And Mandalorian was the best part of his show. So I'm hoping that this isn't like getting fatigued or anything. I hope it still has as much care and attention paid to it and put into it as the first 2 seasons.
I'm really hoping that Boba Fett does come back for only one reason, Fennec Shan, to have like, because like I think she's by his side for like the entire time now. So like you gotta get, if we don't want Fennec Shan, we get Boba Fett too. So I really hope Fennec Shan comes back, because if you look at the beginning of the episode, it showed a bunch of helmets, and her helmet was one of them, Fennec Shan. So I'm like hoping she comes back.
Okay. I did not notice that. We'll see where it goes. It premieres every Wednesday on Disney Plus, right? Wednesdays?
How many episodes do we get? Do we only get the 6?
I think
I don't
it's
know.
6, yeah.
That's a good length, though. That way it's not overblown or anything. You get one good solid story. So yeah, I'm excited for it. And to the formatting of the show, I kind of like that too. Like it, because I get video game vibes from it. Like, we need to go get this Android. Okay, I go to get the Android. Well, I can't get the Android. I need the part. So I'm going to go get the part. On the way to the part, I run into Bo-Katan. Oh, well, I need to do, you know what I'm saying? It's just all this stuff. It's just, like your goals are not what's driving the story. It's what's happening along the way. They just, okay, I'll go do this then. I'll go do this. And it keeps you kind of on your toes at times. Everything feels like a side quest from the main plot. Yeah, side missions. So that way, like, you don't have to get the story too over bloated. Your primary story is still just kind of basic, but all these side quests keeps that from getting too over bloated, and you're kind of tell a good contained story. It's good stuff. So we'll see. Hopefully it remains good. Space crocodiles. We got the space whales too. Are y'all familiar with those from the cartoons?
Rebels.
Yeah, I didn't watch Rebels, but apparently that has something to do with the upcoming Ahsoka show. That was like a little Easter egg for Ahsoka.
Yeah, because what's his name? I forget his name right now. Took off with the space whale and brought Admiral Thrawn with them. And as you guys know, Ahsoka was looking for Thrawn. And so I have a feeling that, like, as much as baby Grogu is like chose the path of the Mandalorian, he still is part of the Force and can still sense the Force, and like they think that he could sense that what's going on with the space whales and that character. So I'm not like too caught up on like Rebels. I was more, but I know a lot of people that have, and people that have told me that that's what they think it is.
Yeah. Rob is my go-to guy for Star Wars Rebels. And I couldn't follow what he was trying to explain to me about the space whales. It seemed super complicated. All I know is there's space whales and hyperspeed, so Are they ghosts? Are they force ghosts? Are they real whales? Does this have to do with
Yeah, this is they're
Spock
real
involved in
whales.
these are real
No,
whales.
no Spock.
No Spock. That's
No
I was
confirmed?
gonna say,
That's confirmed.
Okay.
Star Trek did the space whales first.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Spock's got to be here, is what I assume. Well, y'all want to get into some comics now?
Sure.
There's some good ones to go through. I'm just going to go through what I got in front of me, and then y'all got to decide what we hit. But Ghost Rider number 12 came out this week. We had a brand new Ghost Rider number 1 with Cosmic Ghost Rider issue number 1. I read World's Finest from last week. I was late reading that. Human Target wrapped up this week with issue 12. Dawn of the DCU is kicking ass and taking names with Action Comics 1052 Fire. Detective Comics 1069 continuing that dark crime story noir from Rom V. Stargirl and the Lost Children issue 4. Batman v Robin, the finale number 5, which is also the epilogue to Lazarus Planet. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 105, and Sergeant Rock and the Army of Dead wrapped up this week with issue number 6. Now, I did pick up the Riddler and the Shazam book, but I have not got a chance to read those yet, so I don't have those ready to rock. But I got those.
Wow. That's a lot.
What do y'all want to talk?
I got 5 of it. Well, I picked the Riddler too, but I haven't read it yet either. So,
Well, real quick, do
Batman
either of
versus
y'all
Robin.
read Ghost Rider? I'm gonna hit these, do a little speed review on these then. So Ghost Rider number 1, brand new Cosmic Ghost Rider story. Stephanie Phillips is writing it. I was big excited for this one. Then I was a little iffy when I found out Stephanie Phillips was writing it. Apparently she's doing really good on Grimm. I'm not reading Grimm, but she's probably writing one of the most cringy comics that exists right now with Harley Quinn. So I think that this is kind of like maybe nervous going in, but it was okay. It wasn't nothing to write home about. It opens up with a Cosmic Ghost Rider who's clearly a Cosmic Ghost Rider, but it's not the one that we would know, just murdering everyone in a space casino. You get that opening scene. Then it cuts to this little space bar where old man Frank, who's looking like, is it good?
Yeah.
Yummy. So he's just kind of like barkeeping for him just to make some change to get by. And then a bounty hunter comes looking for him in there, and a fight breaks out. The old man who runs it gets hit. His daughter is in there at gunpoint, and Frank comes out and fights back and does a little ghost riding, and it finds out that there's somebody running around murdering people, and everyone thinks it's Frank when it's not Frank. So we have 2 Cosmic Ghost Riders, and he's clearly not going to be able to have a peaceful, chill life if he doesn't do something about it. So that's what this is. So I'm definitely in as of now. So I was happy with it. It wasn't stellar. It definitely wasn't bad. I give it about a 6, maybe a 7. Decent start. This was like a Mando start. Didn't blow me away, but I'm definitely coming back for the next issue. Norris said he's got the Jane Gang variant. I do too. I haven't opened it yet. I ordered those. They're down here.
I was actually thinking of reading that, like reading it and picking it up in that. So now I'm gonna definitely try it out because, like, I like Ghost Rider and just like I like Silver Surfer, but
Yeah.
that definitely sounds a lot better than the Silver Surfer was.
Oh God. Yeah, Silver Surfer was difficult. And issue 2 comes out this coming weekend. That's a make or break issue for me. But Ghost Rider number 12 also dropped from the primary series. Oh my God, this series is still so good. Absolutely loving it. So Talia Warroad and Johnny Blaze head down to Savannah, Georgia, because all the demonic hotspots in the U.S. are just burning hot right now. The entire city is burning. There's just demons running around doing X, Y, and Z, and they get into the city to try to shut it down. They realize that the city's burnt down with the demons laying everywhere, and they're all saying that Ghost Rider committed more heinous acts than they did. And why would he do such a thing? He's like, it wasn't me, bro. And they do a little bit of their little supernatural looking and find out that it's none other than Danny Ketch, who's been retrofitted with the Weapon X gear, which we were teased about a couple issues ago. Talia Warroad was working for the FBI as a liaison for the supernatural stuff. And you find out that those people are actually not above board, and they had their own little science wing. Mommy can. They have their own little science ward where they had Danny captured. So now we know what they're doing. They were finding a way to control their own spirit of vengeance. So the next issue, Danny Ketch should be rolling in hot. So I'm big excited for this to continue. This is up there with Punisher from Marvel. It's must read Marvel right now.
Good stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Mommy said no.
Well, then that's your answer. Kid ain't gonna trick me. Daddy, you open this candy? Mommy can't. Comes back in here. Mommy said no. Yep, I've assumed that. What y'all got? What y'all want to talk? One of y'all pull a book. You want a quick review,
Batman versus
Paul?
Robin.
We got a long
Yeah.
format review that drops tomorrow.
Exactly. It basically picks up. We missed one scene from the end of the Lazarus Planet Omega. The end of Lazarus Planet Omega, we see basically King Nazar has inhabited Batman, but by the time we get to the beginning of Batman versus Robin, he has actually captured Robin. He has him basically strung up. And he's looking for King Fireball. So he's looking for his son, who is basically has been defeated by all of the heroes at the end of Lazarus Planet Omega. We get through this long story about how they end up fighting each other. The, Damien wants to somehow extract King Nazar from Batman, but is told that he can't do that because it's the only thing that's keeping Batman alive right now is the spirit of King Nazar inside of him. So they end up working with Zatanna, Enchantress, and one other, and I can't think of who it is. Oh, Pigsy. To basically find a way to keep Batman alive. Damian offers they extract King Nazar. Damian offers to sacrifice himself to put his spirit into Batman so Batman can live. They say that won't be enough. One person is not enough. So there's a whole group of heroes that have been gathered. Nightwing and Tim Drake and all the Batgirls and everything. If they take a piece of each of them, will that work? They say no. So basically, Damian goes out to the entire Gotham City populace and says, Batman has worked for you. He has kept you safe. He has fought for you. You have trusted him. He needs you now. Will everyone give up a piece of themselves? They all agree to. So basically, Batman is kept alive by them taking a small piece of every resident of Gotham City and placing it inside of Batman. And that's basically where the issue ends. It was a good epilogue to what Lazarus Planet had done. Interesting to see if the fact that he has now, a piece of all the Gotham City residents, if how that plays out in the future, if they just kind of like, okay, we brought him back and they're just gonna forget about it. But who knows?
Yeah, really played into Detective Comics 1069 as well. And there, the Organs were just making a stronger play for Gotham, needing to really step up their efforts in building their army with their what is it called, the Ashmere resin stuff that they're kind of brainwashing, making an army with. And they even make a comment in this issue where they say that there's something different about Batman, like he's more formidable than they thought. He's got this no quit spirit. He really has the city inside of him. And I actually read them back to back from Batman vs. Robin to Detective. I'm like, dude, I'm so glad I accidentally read these in this order, because that plays into like what they're noticing about him, how he really has the essence of the city in him, and it's like it drives him. So yeah, this has been a solid story. And that was the review of Detective Comics.
That was the review. Rom V is kicking it, and I like the fact that there's this overarching thing that has to do with the Orgums and Gotham City and everything, but then he's woven in Two-Face, and then he wove in Mr. Freeze, and now he's weaving in Solomon Grundy. So he's kind of like
man.
Exactly right. Yeah. So he's kind of, in some ways it's almost like a companion piece to the Long Halloween, I think, where you have this overarching, story, but he's weaving in all of Batman's arch foes at the same time. So, so I'm really enjoying what Romby's doing here. So
yeah, I'm big excited for Grundy in the next issue.
Mm-hmm.
Travis, take us down a trail. Tell us a story.
Tell you a story. Oh, Stargirl. Oh, this was a good one. Who's the sidekick of Rip Hunter? He was telling he kind of kicks it off, doesn't he? It's been so long. Corky. I knew it was something like that.
Corky Baxter.
He was telling a story of how it was Batman who kind of screwed up time, and I don't know if this plays into a previous comic at all, or this is
Flashpoint Beyond. Quick context: he broke into the Time Master's vault to get Dr. Manhattan's snow globe to recreate the Flashpoint world so that his father can be alive over there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he was telling a story about how he broke the time, and how he says he needs to get all of these characters back to their time. And as he's explaining this, Stargirl's like, wait, you mean exactly to the time that they left? He's like, that has to be the way. So I'm not sure why she's thinking that. There's an underlying theory. You think she's dead?
No, some of those characters, if you put them back where they go, you're accepting their unfortunate fate. Not all of these people, because you got to keep in mind, not these characters are made up for the story, but some of them, if you go back and read like those little things, they have untimely deaths. They aged out. Like she knows where they go from there. She's aware of their whole story.
That makes sense too, because like they're not all from the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Some would be like definitely blinked at a time. Some would be long dead by now.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this story. The art is still kicking. Todd Knock, like, move away from like head covers and that like just the floating head covers that he used to do, and just continue drawing Stargirl, because like Geek Out with Roscoe even said, like, I think Todd Knock was born to draw Stargirl.
Yeah, he's got that classic style to it with it still looking modern. And this was a great issue because, like you mentioned, Corky is now on the scene with all of these sidekicks that have managed to escape. What is it? Childminder is the name of this Mother Goose horrific version of Mother Goose character that's trying to enslave them. And we found out prep them for the actual master, for the boss, the one that's actually calling the shots and wanting all of them, which we don't know why he wants them yet, but we do know who he is. But the ones that have managed to escape are hiding out on the island that they can't get off of. And we found out why, because the island is outside of time. They're just stuck there. But Corky has managed to put together an army, and they're taking the fight to Childminder. And at the end of the issue, we get the big reveal of who it is calling the shots. And it's none other than Our Man, not our O-U-R, but our H-O-U-R. And it looked to me like it was Rick Tyler. Rex Tyler was the Golden Age Our Man, and it's a legacy character that Rick picked up the mantle. And it did look like a rendition of Rick Tyler, possibly, obviously not from our Earth. It's not our Rick Tyler. So this wouldn't be the first time that we have an alternate version of one of these Golden Age characters or something that is just outside of themselves. And it reminded me of when we got Terry Sloan as like the mastermind villain in the Earth 2 stuff back in the, what was that, the New 52 era, where Terry Sloan was like the crazy genius.
Are you sure it's him though?
I thought it was the Android Hour Man.
You think it's the Android one?
Yeah, that's the one it looked like to me. At the end there, but I absolutely love this issue. Only Jeff Johns can take 3 or 4 pages and basically tell you everything you need to know about Flashpoint, about Doomsday Clock, and about Flashpoint Beyond. So that to me looks like the old, not that old. It was like the 2000s or whatever.
90s.
Yeah. Also, the new sidekick to Jay Garrick. She did state that he was my. Who is Jay Garrick to her? Like her grandfather?
Jay Garrick is her father. That's Judy.
Father? Okay,
this is the first time this character's been introduced is in the pages of this book. But that's
so Judy says like he was a friend of her father.
So
that makes me think it's Rex.
Unless she just recognizes the costume and doesn't know the full implications of what's happening, and it's not even her Our Man either. The cool part is we're dealing with hyper time, multiple worlds, and that's like the fact that we can see somebody and still not know like what's the deal with it. That's kind of fun to me. Is we're still playing connected dots. Yeah, Brother John says it's Tyler the Android Our Man. So I would definitely assume that to be correct if
So-
Paul
so-
and John both see it as that, because I know John's big on Hour Man.
Explain Tyler the Android Hour Man to me. I don't know that character at all.
I would have to go back and it's been so long since I've read it. John could
Brother
probably do a lot
John is
better.
typing the answer right now. Like Brother
Exactly.
John, if you watch his channel, he even has a lot of them signed and stuff. Like that's all on Brother John, deferring to him on that. Now, if you want to know about a red tornado, we can talk about that. Yeah. So who knows where it's going to go? While Brother John types that answer, Power Rangers 105, they fought Alpha 1 again. For I think I might be the only person who reads this at this point that I know.
So the android was modeled on Rex Tyler's DNA, is basically what it was. He's actually from the 853rd century.
That's way up there.
But yeah, exactly. So he failed. He was during the extant. So that was like Armageddon and 0 Hour. That time frame type of a thing.
The 90s.
Yeah.
And do you remember he has that little weird phase stuff that he can do, like little digitized stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of Travis, you'll get this reference. Galvatron in Transformers Age of Extinction. How he does a little digitized thing. There we go. Came out of DC 1 Million crossover, had his own title, Tom Payer and Rags Morales did in the 90s. No, we're about to get on Human Target here shortly because that's actually the one that's on the top of my stack. But I almost don't want to talk about it because you wouldn't give me your spoilers, Chris. He did a non-spoiler thing on it, and I even put in the comment, I'm like, then I'll wait for your spoiler one. He's like, said something. I said, just call me and tell me because I really would like to hear his thoughts on it. What is going on, Hawk Collector 82? But I can hit Human Target real quick. So this was issue 12, the finale. He had 12 days to live, 12 days to find his murderer. From issue 1, he got poisoned, and the Justice League International were his prime suspect. So he spent the entire series structured as he was investigating a certain member in each issue. We got down to that last issue, and it came out that it was none other than Ice. There was more of an elaborate plot and everything. But talking on this issue specifically, he didn't make it. Dude died. Like that's what I asked Chris. Like, I would be interested to hear his thoughts on Tom King's commitment to the story in this one because he played it through. Christopher was cool with it happening, like to the best that he could be. Had this cool little callback to his dad and how his dad viewed life and acted at the end of his life, and had this real aha moment on what it means to like live and die and what it means to fear it as well. But it was interesting to see how the characters that remain continued on, like the different ways that they felt after the fact. And it had a cool little twist ending too, where Ice even went back to LexCorp and finished the job she started. She got her target. So Lex ended up getting the drink that he was intended at the very beginning. But it was a solid issue. It was definitely kind of, I don't want to say morbid, but it was kind of sad. Because the whole time I'm kind of waiting on him to pop up, because he's a master of disguise. And there was even one moment when he was at the diner where I thought that was maybe him that was serving her the breakfast and everything, because there was a moment.
The Italian guy?
Yeah, she speaks Italian to him, and he said, maybe if I learned Italian, I'd have been more convincing. And I'm like, wait a minute, is this him? But plays out that it's not. There was this awesome moment where she had his ashes and everything. So like they really committed. Like he was cremated. She had his ashes, and she was figuring out what to do with them. And she went out to a familiar place with him out on a chunk of ice in the ocean where they had spent a day together toward the end of his life. And Guy Gardner comes down, and she's just kind of slightly frustrated with Guy Gardner being Guy Gardner. And so she did with his ashes what he definitely would have approved of. And she took that bottle and she actually bashed Guy over the head with it and knocked Guy Gardner out with a glass bottle of his ashes, which I thought was that was fantastic. That was really cool.
It's like the one punch. It's like the one punch from the dead.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. But for a second, I thought chances were. I did too. See the restaurant owner thing. I thought that was clever. He's like, if I should have learned Italian, I would have been more convincing. Oh, we said it at the same time. Yeah. Back to Hourman. So he's from the far future, holds Rex's DNA, and can traverse time and space. He has the time ship that is powered on future developed Miraclo.
So there you
Yeah,
go.
Okay, I'm going with that because Miraclo is a thing in Stargirl right now too.
Yeah, that's what he get. The hourglass. That's what's in it when he flips it over.
Yeah.
And it's on the beaches as well. That's what
Right.
the beaches are made out of. So
I'm surprised we never really thought of it that early.
And in the original, the Hourman from the Justice Society, it was a pill that he would take, and
Mhm.
the hourglass would just run for an hour, so he would know how long he had before he would lose his power.
It's pretty dope. Paul, what did you think of this final issue of Human Target?
Yeah, I really liked it, and to your point, he committed to the ending. He didn't, he didn't,
Get
wimp
cold
out or
feet?
whatever. Or exactly, yeah, he totally committed to it. I love the fact that Ice is a pretty bad girl.
She's
She was
cold.
like the way she handled John, the Martian Manhunter. It's like, no, you would know we will not. In fact, I'll be the one to run the investigation into the death. Because
And then she
by the way,
insinuated blackmail. Yeah. Here's a
yeah,
list of all
exactly,
the things all the violations
yeah,
you had that I'll lead the investigation so no one brings them up.
right, exactly. In fact, and then she's like, but she can forget. She's like, in fact, maybe my investigation into what happened here will make you forget everything that you did.
Yeah. Yeah. She was cold blooded in this issue.
Mm, That's funny. Ice was
But
cold blooded. I get it. But
yeah. Cold feet, cold blooded. I'm dropping them
yeah.
all.
Yeah, no, it was great, and the art. I mean, the art was just fantastic, but it has been the entire series. Greg Smallwood has just been knocking it out of the park. But yeah, another 12-issue maxi series that Tom King, I think, just totally nailed it. Yep.
Home run. This was fantastic. And now that it's released, the first half of the series is already released in a collected volume. If you haven't read it, definitely go out and check this one out. Or if you have the DC Universe Infinite app, there's plenty of issues to get you started on there already. So be on the lookout for that second volume if you're a physical reader. And if you're not a physical reader, definitely check it out on the app. It is by far worth the read. But yeah, definitely check your stores first, though. Gosh, imagine if Ice was a more popular character. The TK hate would be off the charts. Yeah, it would be. I don't get why people get so fired up about what he does with these maxi series. He writes damn good stories. All right, Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead finale. Did anyone else check this one out from Bruce Campbell?
It's coming. I haven't received it yet.
Spoiler alert: Hitler dies.
What?
Yeah, so there's not much to spoil from this book. As you know, if you're reading, it's really just guns blazing battle the whole time. It's straightforward story. Hitler and his crazy army have found a way using science to reanimate the dead, and we got to shut it down. Well, they shut it down in style and go out with a bang. This is a fun series if you're into the DC horror imprints. If you like Easy Company, just know this is only the beginning. So you get like a really cool, the way that it all ends and leaves us thinking that the next story should be coming down the pipe at some point. I guess that is based off the sales. I know a lot of stuff they do with these miniseries, it's all based off sales figures. And it was about this point in Swamp Thing that they saw the sales of Ron v. Swamp Thing run and announced the extension to it. So maybe they know that they can give us more issues, and they gave us only the beginning ending to this one. Or maybe it was just in reference to the characters in the book. Who knows? But I would be down for more Sergeant Rock and getting another supernatural style story from him under the horror imprint. What is going on? Big Nosh is in the building. Hope you're doing good tonight. Travis, take us down another trail. Tell us another story.
I also read Dead Boy. Oh, okay.
No, go ahead. Which one were you mentioning?
Dead Boy Detectives issue number 3. Can't pronounce the guy's name who's writing it, but this is an interesting story. I know Taylor Winder didn't like it, but screw that guy. This is an interesting story because we have at the end of issue 2, we have Charles getting like devoured by these little creatures, like ghost creatures or something. And we continue this issue with that at the very beginning. And Edwin does something, or somebody does something. I think it was a psychic. Then he gets free. For some odd reason, at the beginning, Charles, even though he's a ghost, is tired. Even though ghosts don't sleep, he was knocked out for quite a while. And then we kind of get a little bit of to know a little bit more of what's going on with Charles and Edwin, and how Edwin's kind of been fawning over Charles for most of his life, and how he's always put Charles first instead of actually realizing what he wants to do in life, even though he's dead. It's really weird at times, but it makes sense in the long run, because he gets into the story of how Charles and Edwin knew this psychic who can actually see them. And how they came to this city looking for her, and how Charles and her fell in love, but she got older and he stayed the same age as a kid. So I feel like she has something to do with what's going on in this town, and with all these Thai ghosts that are happening, and come the end, we find out that they're cursed because of this one character. They are cursed for fawning over this one Thai ghost. And then at the end, you see Charles is sitting up, and he is covered in those little ghosts. And it's just a wild story. It's kind of all over the place at times. It's probably why Taylor didn't like it, and I get that. But the underlying story is like it's all coming together, and it's just the whole thing is it's a mystery. You're trying to figure out what's going on. You have misdirections of what's going on, but the underlying story is, I think that psychic that they were talking about in the beginning has a lot to do with what's going on in this town and what wild things are going on.
Do you know how many issues this is going to be, or is it ongoing?
I'm actually not sure. I think it's going to be. I think it's only going to be 6. I'll double check.
It's also going to be a Netflix series. It's supposed to be an HBO Max series, but it's been moved to Netflix because it was created by Neil Gaiman in the Sandman title.
Makes sense. Man, that sparked up the internet, because it feels weird being a Snyder fan these days because of how crazy people on the internet are with that. But as soon as they announced moving Dead Boy Detectives over to Netflix, to keeping everything clean and clear with the brands and the universes, they exploded. Oh, Snyderverse is coming to Netflix. DC's coming in. Like, no, man, no. It's just a show that belongs with its counterpart. Like, good God.
Yeah, it says it's a limited series. So it doesn't give me an exact amount of what's happening. So I'm guessing 6.
Is this the first step into the Sandman universe you've done? I haven't really done much Sandman.
No, I've read 3 volumes of the Sandman. I've listened to all 3 books of the Audible that they have out, and then the show, which is like they're all connected. They're like it's all the same. There's little bits and pieces that are different. Like the Audible's a little bit different, and that as you can you feel like you're in the story when you're listening to it. Like, cause like I go for walks in that, and it's actually quite dangerous because I get lost in it and I almost get hit by cars, but it's all good. But
Lucifer is good too.
Yeah, Lucifer was a good show as well. And that it's not like the book though, but they did spin it in a way.
Snyder is done with DC. Bring on Rebel Moon. Yeah, I'm big excited for Rebel Moon, like the new sci-fi epic story that he's doing over there. We haven't got too much information on it. We had that little sneak clip that they put into like the 2023 Netflix film announcements. It was like a montage of clips of all kinds of coming up movies, but they saved like the big dramatic effect of that commercial for the Rebel Moon footage. Like, yeah, I'm pumped for that. Love me some sci-fi stuff. Heavy said he's on volume 5 of the trade graphic novels, finished 2 of the audibles.
Yeah, the audibles are really good.
Yeah, he says they're wicked, like listening to classic radio shows. The narration and cast are great. Where do you listen to the audibles at?
You can listen to it on Audible.
Oh, that's like a place?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a Spotify type of a thing.
I
yeah.
remember seeing commercials for it, like on social media. I feel like does Professor X do one of the voices in that?
Yeah, he is Morbius. He
Oh, that's
plays the
cool.
Sandman.
Audible is owned by Amazon, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have like people's like I've listened to a lot of some people narrate their books. Some people actually give it a bigger venture. There's comic books on there as well, but like life advice from a fat lazy slob that made good for himself. The Kevin Smith book. I listened to that, and that was pretty good as well. Audible is really good if you want to listen to books and that. If you're going for a walk and that, and you don't want to read like a long book, but they are long. Like the first Sandman Audible, I think, is 11 hours to get through.
Crap.
And then I think the second one is 13.
And this isn't like exclusive content. It's just them reading the actual graphic novels.
Yeah, it's them reading like, and it's narrated by Neil Gaiman.
Oh, that's really cool.
So that's like the best thing. And like you could see, like if you watch the show and then listen to the Audible, you could see the points where they could have added stuff on there. Like in issue 5 of the Sandman, you get like Martian Manhunter, and then you come to find that Scott Free, like you're in a dream with Scott Free.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's so you get these characters in there. And then when Dream goes down to hell, he gets greeted by Etrigan in the original source. So
this is what it sounds like. So when I was growing up, like Pops even had these cassette tapes, like not even the records, but cassette tapes that came with like little books, and there would be like these DC stories. And I can still vividly remember like Calabax's voice from that tape. And also had one for James Bond. There's like little cassette tape books of James Bond even that he got for me and my brother. And I remember the little, those old little cassette players for kids that have like a microphone on them and like 4 buttons in different colors. I'd be playing those on them. That was a long time ago. A whole long ago. Stephen King books can be up for over 20 to 40 hours. Wow.
But it works just like chapters.
Right.
Like you can listen to chapters like and like stop at a certain chapter point. Like and like even with the Sandman books, it says chapter 27, and then it gives you the title and stuff. And I love how it's narrated.
That's really cool. I got one more book. How many more do y'all have?
One more.
Save the best for last.
Action
Comics 1050. Philip Kennedy Johnson still on the book. We had 2 backup stories, and it's weird. Like it's really a structure thing. Like they're definitely backup stories, but they announced that going into Action Comics, starting with this new era, that they're going to do them a little bit bigger books so that they can actually get time with the Super family. But so it's not. I don't want to say it's an anthology. I don't want to just call them backup stories, but it lives somewhere weird in the middle, kind of thing. But we had a backup story of Lois and Clark, issue 2 on that one, which is a direct continuation from the Death of Superman 30th anniversary special, the main body story in there with Doombreaker and everything.
Doombreaker.
Yeah. And then we get Power Girl Reborn, which is continuing the story of Omen and Power Girl and the new dynamic with Power Girl post-Lazarus Effect. But the main body of the story was the meat and potatoes in this issue for sure. This was tough as nails. What did you guys think?
I absolutely loved it. It was action-packed right at the beginning. Like, you don't, like, it's not easy you in there. You're in the middle of the fight between Superman and Metallo.
Yeah, so they were trying to christen the new Steelworks building where Steel and his daughter are taking point on like the tech angle. Lex is in jail and all that stuff. And Metallo, who was forced into this battle by Lex, he's been upgraded with War World technology with the Orphan Box, and he was sent in to call the Ruckus to shut it down to take him out. And of course, Superman and the adjacent super family are prone to being hurt by kryptonite. So they're kind of down and out. Superboy took a beating in that last issue. Superman's down on his knees in this issue. And Metallo's about to come in for the kill shot when Steel and his daughter come flying in and lay the hammer down. And they're doing work for a minute, but Metallo being juiced up, he's besting him. He starts taking him over. And we get one of those moments. We get one of those moments in a Superman comic where I'm just like, my arms go up. I'm like, that's why I read this stuff. That's why this character's so tight. And just out of nowhere, the fight got away from Superman. The kryptonite's gone. Then just you forget that for a second, because you're following Steel and Metallo over here, and you just look into the next panel, and faster than a speeding bullet, Superman came through like a blur and just nails Metallo, takes him immediately up in the sky, doesn't hesitate, freezes him with his freeze breath, throws him up even farther, and then haymakers him out into space. Like, dude's too dangerous. People are getting hurt. I can't afford to fight for long, and he does it. Just in the blink of an eye, full sends it. Metallo's in space. I'm like, what just happened? Like, it was so fast. The panel work was so dynamic. You could just feel the hit, the breath, and gone. There's like, oh my God. That was wicked. It was played off so well. What is going on, Dale? Yeah, Metallo would be a good character. Mm-hmm. Paul, what did you think of the issue?
Yeah, I mean, it was great, but obviously, Metallo. I mean, Batman has shown that you can live in space. So
with the proper underwear, of course.
With the proper underwear, right? Exactly. So that's not the end of Metallo. We actually come to find out by the end of that story that he's going to form his own family, basically to take on the Superman family. So it's going to be all the chess pieces are starting to be put on the board. We have not gotten to the main event yet in any way, shape, or form, and that's what I really look forward to. So,
did y'all read the secondary story, the Lois and Clark
I did
one?
the same thing. The Doombreaker. Or, when I saw that it was Doombreaker, I was like, yes. Not surprising it was Dan Jurgens, who was basically been the writer of Doomsday and Doombreaker, since it was created for the most part. And then
yeah, he does.
Power Girl with her telepathy is still pretty intriguing, and the fact that she's going into her second mind. She went into Gar Logan in the first story last issue. Now she goes into Kara, to try to help her. And I'm intrigued to see where this whole thing with her new powers continues to go. So,
and we also get the reveal in the Power Girl story that these characters are not in this state where they need her help accidentally. Somebody is doing this targeting Power Girl. We get that reveal, so we're getting the first foundation of an actual villain in these stories. They did a little introduction to what their new dynamic is, and now they're applying the plot. That Superman and Lois story, getting a young John Kent on the farm back in the day when they were off the grid, the OG Superman, I'm enjoying it. We have this alien visitor crash down looking for a Kryptonian, says she's being chased down by the rulers of her planet, so we get a cool little robot action and attack from them. They get in trouble, and another cool moment where you just kind of get John nowhere near his mom and dad, and he just kind of hollers. I love that stuff when John's just, who knows how far away he is, and he's in trouble, and he shouldn't be here. He knows he just screams, "Dad!" And you turn the page. Lois sits up. Lois even hears him, sits up out of bed, and she says, "Where, Clark? Where?" And Clark's already gone. He's already suited up on the way. Here he comes. I'm like, yes. And then as soon as he leaves, we get some bad news banging on the door, and Doombreaker shows up at the door, tracked him down. We do know John Kent has that shard, that piece that caused him to evolve into this. So who knows where it's going to go? I'm glad that Doombreaker is continuing. He's an intriguing character. Super jammies. That's a good call. He probably was sleeping in them. I know my kids still rock some super jammies. Definitely a good call. TM, did you read the secondary or third story in these?
You know I didn't.
No worries. Check out that Superman and Lois one. It's fire.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. Like, I just stopped as soon as like I seen the end for it's like next issue. What was it? What's the next issue called? And it showed like Metallo on the end. It's like one of the Oha called Metallo. You know what I'm talking about? Like the next issue of Action.
The name of the issue? I have to look. Like next.
That's where I stopped. I didn't realize that there was. I thought it was just like previews at the back.
Unmade.
Unmade, yeah.
Yeah. Metallo,
Which
is
is a
very
reference-
savage.
Right. It was a reference to back when they were on War World, the Unmade.
Yeah, War. Because the way that he describes Metallo to the twins, which we did get a little more of the family dynamic with the War World twins in there with him, but he was trying to describe to them how Metallo is not a person anymore. It's a very violent, very mean individual that all that remains of him is his brain, and he's been rebuilt to just cause harm and hurt people. They're like, oh, he's been unmade. Because back on War World, when somebody would fall in battle, they would get sent down underground to be rebuilt in a worse version of themselves that was called being unmade, and that's how they identify Metallo. So now he has found a bunch of people who are part of the Blue Earth movement, who are pretty much like eco-terrorists almost in the making, and he pretty much savagely kills them, like horrifically, and he's getting ready to build his own little legion of unmade. Johnny Boy says, last thing I read was the last Robin series. I was doing really good for a minute. Esteban says, I'm a year behind. Hey, man, that just means you have a lot of stuff to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I've got reading-wise. Brainiac picks up Metallo and they bond. That'd be a fun supervillain team-up. Wonder what kind of upgrades Brainiac could give him. Yeah, Brainiac could offer all kinds of really cool updates for him, though. But I guess I'll show off what this gift looks like. Going out to a lucky channel member tonight is going to receive a gift. Can't stress that enough. Gift. So from the sponsor, Big Time Collectibles, got some of those books in here, but I do throw in some extra ones. I grabbed an extra copy of that Batman Beyond the White Knight issue number 1. There was an allocation because I think they underprinted them on accident or something, but it became a little chase book. But I send one of those back out. We have the Static number 1 collector's edition polybag facsimile with the card and everything in it, which is super cool. Dope character. This just seemed like the popular book to gift away. Avengers number 8 facsimile, especially with Ant-Man and the Quantumadium thing that came out. And then I got some Jane Gang goodness in here. This is his most recent direct cover, Death Rage issue number 6. It's a wicked cover. And this is from the publisher Merc magazine. And these actually release on shelves on Tuesdays, just like DC does, which is interesting. And then Legal Burning has sent a lot of stuff to donate to the box for the next few months as well. So we have to celebrate Mandalorian coming back out. Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 1, which is super cool. He hand burns those. This is a print of it on a backer board. And then we have a Boba Fett one as well. So you get your Mandalorian on. And continuing down that, the ones that we got from Big Time Collectibles is the first appearance of Baby Yoda in comics with The Mandalorian issue number 2. And this is the Ken Lashley cover, limited to 3,000 with the trade dress. So definitely a wicked cover. Good stuff there. And then we have some David Nakayama goodness with Spider-Gwen, Gwenverse issue number 2. So you have Gwen Thor and Spider-Gwen on there. And then we have a Felipe Masafera Edge of Spider-Verse number 1, limited to 1,000 copies with this one. Super wicked cover. Like, dude, the way that he does Peter Parker Spider-Man it's got like all the Alex Ross vibes. And I love that
Yep.
Spider-Man 2099 down there. It's amazing. And then lastly, from Big Time Collectibles, we have the convention exclusive for Batman Joker Deadly Duo #1. That's what this is, right? No.
No,
You have this in
like
4
Batman
What is this?
120. Yeah, it's Batman 118, I believe. I think.
118.
Hold on a second.
And they did ones with Bane and Joker both in the reflection. And this is the black and white Miko Suayan. Definitely a dope cover. Like, it's just such a phenomenal artist. I mean, look at that. Yeah, where it's less blurry. Such a wicked cover. And then lastly, I picked up a copy to throw in here of Nova, issue #1 from Marvel Comics, September 1976. The first appearance of Richard Rider in the CGC 6.0. So I know a lot of people, the spec on the character goes up and down.
That was Batman 125.
125. So yeah, then we got first appearance of Nova. So because I'm super thankful for everybody who supports the channel and all that stuff, I always try to give a lot of stuff back out. Every Tuesday when I go live, I do a weekly giveaway. This Wednesday, I'll be announcing the 2,000 subscriber entry video. There's tons of slabs, tons of keys. This is a thank you gift for the channel members that I do monthly. So there's people in the Legion tier. I always send out a monthly gift to one lucky winner. I can't say gift enough. It's the Legion Loot gift.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pull in the little prize wheel here while I do that. If you're a channel member, feel free to go and start throwing those custom emojis in the chat. Why are there 2 of these? Let's go with this one. That's the one that the Batman looks good. Nova, was he in the Nova Corps? Yeah, it's that guy. It's Nova Prime from the Nova Corps.
Mm-hmm.
He's the main man from the Nova Corps. Here comes those custom emojis. There we go. There we go. You also get access to custom emojis. Being a channel member, you get the loyalty badge next to your name that signifies how long you've been a channel member, as well as those custom emojis. You get early access to videos and content. Again, thank you to all the channel members. This is not an updated list. I'll try to make an updated one now that we're at the front of another month. But thank you to all 89 channel members. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. It just blows my mind that there's that many people that support the channel on that level. So let's spin this bad boy, and then we'll be out of here like a bat out of hell. So I'm going to shuffle this till Paul tells me to stop. That way, if someone doesn't win, they can blame him.
Stop!
All right, there we go. Good luck to everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. And the winner of the February Legion Loot goes to Jade Q. Congrats to Jade. I know he'll be excited. Awesome sauce. So again, everybody, thank you so much. Hit that thumbs up. Consider joining the channel if you haven't already. I've got a really fun video planned for tomorrow on the topic of Captain Marvel or Shazam. We have to figure out what this guy's name is. If you missed last Monday's video on Charlton Comics, I highly recommend going and checking that out. That was a very awesome look at that. And if you're a fan of Watchmen, you definitely should check it out. And we tackled Supergirl the week before that. And I already finished and I have it uploaded, ready to go. The one that comes after that even. So that one I sent out to a couple of people already for a little feedback on it, and they really enjoyed it. So I'm having fun making these. If that's the kind of content you think you enjoy as well, leave me some feedback. Let me know, because it takes a lot of time for me to do them, but I'm having fun doing it. It seems like a lot of people are watching them, so appreciate all that. TM, you got anything to say goodbye on?
I will have like a box coming in this week, like a huge box that I'll probably do live unboxing this week, besides the Between the Lines and stuff, where I got a lot of issue #1s of the New 52. And Paul's going to be very happy because I did pick up Green Lantern #1 and Green Lantern Corps #1 from the New 52. Nice. So I'm going to read those as well.
Paul?
No, everything I think I did at the beginning. I'm 5 away from 300. So once I get to
Oh
300,
snap! Real quick. Then, real quick. Somebody post Paul's link in the chat. We got 20 people watching. Let's go ahead and get Paul to 300 real quick. That would be fantastic because we're all here. We're all here. Let's take 2 seconds and do that. Let's see who can get his link posted first. I'm working on it as well.
And we are a legion.
exactly.
So let me put this right here. So if everybody can hit that link real quick and let's sub up to Paul. There's 20 people watching. If there's 5 of you who have not subbed up to Paul, him and I do a bunch of content together on this channel and over there on his. Like you said, Mondays are for the DC Comic Deep Dive. Every other Wednesday is Guess That Key, where you can find Paul putting on the most entertaining game show for comic books over here on the YouTubes. And TM's on there regularly as well. It's a good time. If you like smack talk and key comics, it's the place to be. Yeah. Appreciate that, Commieverse. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
that means
thank
he's
you very much.
four away. Let's hit that link.
Now
Let's get
3
in
away,
there.
297.
Now 3 away. I tell you what, I will pull a book and do a secondary giveaway for the live chat if we can get in there right
2
now.
away.
Don't leave yet. Can I unsub and resub?
300. I'm there now.
He's there. Let's give away. Put hashtag We Are Legion in the chat, and I will pull up a giveaway.
Thank you, everyone.
Here.
I love this community.
It's freaking awesome.
Hashtag We Are Legion. Collecting comments. So yeah, everyone put in hashtag We Are Legion. If you're in there, let me find a book giveaway. We'll do some Jang Gang goodness here. So we've got that another copy of that Death Rage book, as well as his Haunted Highons he did. Get some crazy Jang Gang covers going. So we'll get these sent out to whoever wins this. Let me share my screen. I'm going to give it another second. It's saying it's got 9 comments, 11. So yeah, definitely appreciate everybody doing that. Jade Q.
At some point, I peed on Princewood.
What?
I'm so envious of you that you have like all of these Crisis on Infinite Earths for like that are all 9.8s.
I'm halfway there.
Yeah, halfway there. Yeah, Paul, you posted that short showing off 6 of them, right?
Yep.
All right, let's spin this bad boy. We got 14 entries. Thank you again to everybody. Remember, do not unsub if you don't like notifications. He doesn't post a lot anyways, but if you don't like notifications, just turn them off.
Yep.
You can go to each channel, like including mine. Hey!
Hey.
Congrats, Pops. Pops Addict, big guy. Congrats to you. So I do want to encourage everybody to follow Pops Addict on Instagram because believe it or not, I do not rig these giveaways for my dad. He demands he wants the books.
Dad, why you put this on me?
Because we got to give it to Pop. And what he does with the stuff that he's won on this channel is he gives them to people who purchase his books off of the Pop's Attic. He throws them in there most of the time, as because he always throws little thank you books in there, so he just adds them in there. So congrats to Pops. Shipping on that is going to be easy. Yeah. All right, well, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, again.
Why did you put a name on it?
So we know to give it to Pop. See? Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After he is all clapping.
Pop is your grandpa.
Yeah, please.
Grandpa. she's figuring this all out. Well, again, thank you everybody. Paul, congratulations on 300. TM, appreciate you, brother. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.
How awesome!
Whoa, you real Power Ranger, Finn. All right, here it comes.
We're gonna take your picture. 1, 2.